Welcome back everyone to the Misterscraft SMP server, and today we're going to be picking up where we left off in the last episode and finish that factory exterior and the surrounding landscape. Before we can actually start cracking on with some of the landscaping outside the factory here, we actually need to move this here moss farm on inside. This farm's actually designed by Pixel, so I'll put a link to that in the description down below. Definitely recommend you go check that out because he made it super easy to make it on your own world. So yeah, let's crack on and get this moved on in. With the moss farm now moved on inside of the factory, it means that we have a whole load of extra space now here on the side that we'll be needing very shortly. And in between video clips as well, we extended out the bit of space that we have here at the back. We cleared up some of the hillside. I've had to just basically move it back a little bit. It has kind of opened up this cavern area, so we will tidy this up shortly. But we have the extra space that we need, and around the front, just to give ourselves a bit of a better idea, we've laid out these blocks to show how far out the foundations will come out from the front and give us enough room to lead in a proper route into the retracting doors there. I've also got some ideas about how to connect up the upper level to the lower level down below, and we'll get to that in a little bit, but until then, let's get cracking with the foundations here and we'll be right on back. With the foundations now extended out as much as we wanted to take it, I think we can now actually start to secure up this area, and I've got together a very simple design for a fence, and it pretty much consists of some black stone, which I think always looks nice anyway, and it contrasts with the grey. We take that upper block, we place on there the wall block on top as well, and then we can basically alternate the ground here with a mixture of the black and yellow concrete powder. I think it looks nicer in the concrete powder form. It's got a bit more texture to it. The sort of the actual hardened concrete just doesn't really have the same effect in my opinion. It does mean you have to have some blocks underneath it, but it's worth the hassle because it does look that little bit nicer. So if we take this out now, after the fifth block of concrete powder, then we can put in another black stone block as well, and then in between there we can just put in our iron bars. And you can even do stuff like add redstone torches and stuff like that, add a bit more life. But I think what we're going to do now is we're going to jump into a very quick time lapse and just add this in around the outside. Welcome back everyone, and as you can see, we've finished up the fence around the outside of the factory now by taking on that design that we showed earlier, and I've also made a few other adjustments whilst doing that time lapse where we added in the alternating pattern of the redstone lamps, the end rods, and some more of the iron bars, which I think really helps add to that industrial feel. And with the fence now done, we can start turning our attention to the surrounding landscape, and we've made a little start with that as well now by adding in this wall structure, which I think really helps tie the upper level there into the lower level. We've made a little start on carrying on the pavements itself. I'm not sure whether to mix this up with some other blocks to differentiate it a little bit from the top level there. So if you think I should, then let me know down in that comment section below. Whilst you enjoy this little montage of us collecting more resources to continue on with our landscaping, I just thought I'd give a massive shout out and thanks to everyone for the incredible support on our last episode. It really does mean a lot to me as someone who's still really getting started in the whole YouTube space, and I really hope you enjoy watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. So there we have it. We have completed about as much of the landscaping and factory exterior that I think we have time for this episode. It's already overrun and taken longer than I'd originally anticipated and planned for, but it happens. It's Minecraft. Things always take longer than you plan for. If we fly on up, then we get to take a look at the landscaping down below. And to be completely honest, I absolutely winged it. I didn't really plan much ahead of time. I mostly only really chose a few block palettes just to kind of give myself a little bit of an idea, but beyond that, I just went for it, and I think the result is pretty good in my opinion. We also did the similar sort of thing with the hedgerow and trees there, although I have kind of taken what we already had added in previously at the entrance of our base, but I think it does the trick nicely. So there you have it. That's all we've really got time for this week's episode, but if you've liked what you've seen and you want to see more, then hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.